Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. I am Sean Anderson, Most Valuable Podcast. I almost messed that up. We're doing college football 2016 season previews. I have my Washington Huskies. We rank them at number 10 in the nation. I'm going to look into the Huskies lineup or the Huskies team, give predictions, kind of look at where they could end up in the Pac-12, and we'll look at the offense first. Last year, they started a true freshman at quarterback. Now they're going to be bringing in who was a true Myles Gaskin, who was a true freshman running back last year, who did phenomenal in his first year. He's going to be getting his first actual full season as the starter at tailback. So they're going to have a duo in Browning and Gaskin there in the backfield. They don't really have a wide receiver threat, which might hurt them, and they have some wide receivers threat, but they didn't have anyone who stood out last year, and they're going to have to develop that. But outside of that, they rebuilt their line last year. 4 out of 5 guys I think are returning to that offensive line. So a guy like Jake Browning, who had a fantastic first season as a true freshman, is only going to get better. Gaskin in his 6 games, it was phenomenal, and that's just going to improve with when he gets more carries, when he gets more touches. The only thing that I do worry about this offense is the wide receiving threat, that they won't have a true number 1. They might be able to develop that, but right now going into the season, they don't have a true number 1. And then maybe that offensive line, if they do suffer injuries, I think they're kind of weak behind that starting 5. So those are the only true worries I do have on offense. I think if Browning is able to just recreate and get better and improve on the season he had last year, I think this is going to be phenomenal for the Washington Husky team. Chris Peterson did a fantastic job, has been doing a fantastic job rebuilding the Washington Huskies here, and that shows in Jake Browning, that shows in Myles Gaskin, that shows in improving this offensive line, and that shows in just how well this offense did last year to end the season, beating Southern Miss, beating Washington State, and just ending on such a high note last year. Now looking to the defense for the Washington Huskies, looking at this defense last year, they were top of the Pac-12, and they didn't really lose a lot. They lost some in that linebacking core, but if you look at their secondary, it's one of the best in the Pac-12, and that defensive line is phenomenal. So if they are able to refill those positions that they lost at the linebacker position, that's just going to add. This team's still going to be a top of the Pac-12, whether they do add the great linebackers again. But if they're able to find guys who can fill that hole in the middle of the defense, and they're able to bring that great defensive front and then bring that great defensive secondary, and then fill in good players at that linebacking core, this is going to be the best Pac-12 defense we see this year. You add that to the offense, this Washington Husky team is going to be phenomenal. Looking at the schedule for the Washington Huskies, they have a very weak non-conference team. They are playing Rutgers, Idaho, and Portland State. I think those 3 are easy wins for them. I think they're going to be starting this season off 3-0. Then Arizona, I'm not too high on Arizona. I think Arizona is going to be a kind of a weak team here, so I will give them 4-0. Then they go, then they host Stanford on the 30th, and I think that might be kind of a trap game here because, they don't have Kevin Hogan, but they still have Christian McCaffrey, and I know that I talked how well this defense is going to be, but I think that Stanford's defense is going to be able to neutralize Jake Browning, and I think McCaffrey's still going to be able to run because he is one of the best running backs in the nation, so I will take Stanford there, so I have them at 4-1 now. Then Oregon, I will have them beating Oregon at Oregon. Then I have them beating Oregon State. Then I have them losing to Utah. I think Utah is just going to be kind of a trap game there. It is at Utah, so I think that's going to be very difficult there. Then they're going to go play Cal. Cal's a very good team, but I think Washington's going to prove himself there. I think they're going to beat Cal. Dave's a UFC fan. He's sitting over there. He's going to hate this. Washington's going to beat USC because I hate USC, so I'm never going to give them a win in any prediction I have. Then I'm going to have them beating Arizona State, and then I'm going to have them beating Washington State because I don't believe in Washington State. So I have, in total, the Washington Huskies losing 10 games, or losing 2 games and winning 10 games. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you did like this video down below. If you do love this content that we brought to you, we have 25 more videos. Don't forget to check them out as well, and you could also subscribe to our channel. Well, we will have 25 previews. I think we're on 15 right now. We're going to be getting to the other 10 after this, but if you do want to check those out, go to our channel down below. If you don't want to miss the other 10 coming, subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to like this video, and you could check out all of our social media here. The big one is Most Valuable Podcast, or patreon.com/Most Valuable Podcast. I'm really messing up this outro. If you do want to help support our channel, you already love the content that we already have, you're already liking these videos, you're already subscribing, you want to check out patreon.com/Most Valuable Podcast, definitely go do that. We have great rewards, and you're just going to help us more and more than you already do. But thank you so much for watching this, and I will see you next time.